4-5. Welcome to it. Have a seat.
All right.
Have a seat.
Awesome.
Welcome to my playground.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, I figured that, when it came to doing more in-studio versions of the Next Conversation series, I've been looking forward to getting people in this space where I've been working on my album because of just how cool it is, all the instruments.
It's
all
the aesthetic for me.
Right, yeah.
Yes,
that was a big
it.
thing for me
when
I was like, when it came time to like work on my project, I was just like, I knew how serious I was taking it, and I knew that I was gunning to make my best work yet, and I just really wanted an environment from the engineers to the aesthetic, like you said, to be conducive to the seriousness of how I took it. You know what I'm saying?
That plays a part. I feel like that plays a part in creativity.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
And speaking of creativity, the other side, man. The other side. Yo, just in case you might be wondering, this is the Next Conversation series meets Studio Interruptions with the one and only Miss 45. Is that the official thing?
Miss 45.
Miss 45?
Yes.
Okay, we just want to make that clear. Miss 45. It's LMG season, in case you ain't know.
Ooh.
And we're literally a week away.
Ooh.
We are a week away from the other side, the single being available, the video being available. Is it all going to drop all simultaneously? Will it be on streaming platform?
Oh, yeah, definitely. So the single's going to be out on streaming platforms everywhere. And then, we're going to do the video first. I wanted to do the video first.
Yeah.
Because I want people to... When can I get it? I want that anticipation.
Oh, so you're dropping the video first?
Yes.
So the video's dropping when?
First, July 4th.
July 4th. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's coming out July 4th. And so that's what I want. I want that anticipation. Because I've been gone for 3 years.
Right.
And through the 3 years, people have been waiting.
Right.
When you coming back? When you coming back?
Right.
I didn't think I'd be here because I wasn't coming back.
Okay, so we're going to get into that.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that. So, again, being here working on this project of mine, when I first walked into that booth over there, y'all can't see it, but she can see it. I remember when I was recording the first song for the album, and it's been 7 years between projects for me.
Yeah.
So I'm walking in, I have a whole game plan. I'm going to record the song, I'm going to mix it at the same time. I was really ambitious, you know what I'm saying? This whole plan I had to symbolize everything that I was doing. And I remember walking in, and I got into the booth. I met the engineer that I was going to work with for the first time. It wasn't the engineer I booked, it was a new guy, but he worked out. So it was just and then from that point, trepidation started happening. It started to feel like, yo, can I still rap?
Oh,
can I still do this?
Yeah.
Is this gonna sound like flaming hot mess? Or you know what I'm saying? So I say all that to ask you. It's been 3 years.
Yeah.
When you walked into your first studio session, what was the feeling? In fact, what was the feeling?
So my feelings came in when I was writing. Writing, I felt like that. Can I do this? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? It's been too long. So writing was tough for me. Once I got the writing out the way in the studio, it kind of just flowed naturally.
What was the toughest part of the writing process?
Getting rid of the writer's block.
Okay.
Getting rid of the writer's block. Trying to drown out all of the negativity that my own head was telling me. My own inadequacies, the enemy in my ear, like, this is not what you're supposed to be doing. So once I got over that, it all just came. But that was my mountain. What was
the tipping point of you getting over that? Like, what was that moment? If you can remember, like, what was the moment where it's like, I'm in the zone now?
I'm gonna be transparent.
No, that's what we do.
I'm very transparent.
That's what we doing.
I'm an open book.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's do it.
In February, I was hospitalized. I had a mental breakdown. I had a mental health crisis. It was very severe. I was actually I was gonna unalive myself one specific night, and I was at work. I had the plan and everything to do it, and I wanted to do it, but I didn't want to do it. So I sought help. Spoke to my supervisor about it. She drove me to the hospital. Stood there for 7 days. I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, medications, everything. And after that experience, that let me know this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I was able to share my story, the other side, through that whatever I went through there.
Right.
All the processes, the turmoil, everything birthed the other side. That was that tipping point.
So you pretty much didn't have a real concept until this moment.
Absolutely.
Wow.
I knew I wanted to come back. I told my husband before. I knew I wanted to come back. Hey, I want to drop something real quick. I said, okay, let's do it.
Okay.
But I didn't have a concept. I didn't have music. I didn't have beats. I didn't have anything. I knew I wanted to come back. But God is funny.
Yeah.
And I guess this is what it needed to take to show me, this is how I want you to share your story. Yeah.
Well, with that said, that's going to lead into another part of this conversation that we need to have. So, a couple days or weeks back in our time, I was able, through every possible means imaginable, to get there as fast as I could. I was at your video shoot on the Puerto Rican Day Parade, no less.
Yeah.
Right there at 116th and Lex.
Yep.
Like in the thick of it. Like the thick of it. And I'd never been to the Puerto Rican Day Parade ever before. And what an occasion to be there for the first time. It was so beautiful. It was so colorful. It was everything that should be. But as you talk about like mental stuff and stuff that you're questioning and analyzing, I know it was an interesting day for you.
Absolutely.
Good and bad.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the bad first, only because I want to kind of like lean into the good from the bad.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What was the not cool thing about that moment?
Shooting the video?
Yeah.
Or like being in the, being in the area, I'm not from the area, from the Bronx.
Yeah.
But that's my background.
Right.
I'm Puerto Rican.
Right.
And if you saw the type of people that were there, it was kind of like ratchet people.
Yeah.
People that were going through some things.
Right.
And in a way, I kind of saw myself a little bit there. So it took me to a little bad place. Like, what makes me any different than these people? That's kind of what I was battling internally.
Really?
Yeah. Because I saw myself in a lot of people, but not in a good way. So
you had that. Anything else?
Not really. Overall, aside from that, I had fun.
Right.
Oh, you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. Yep. Like I said, I'm transparent.
Yeah.
I'm very transparent.
Yeah.
It was discouraging. I was discouraged, and I'll tell you why. Like I said, I've been gone for 3 years.
Right.
I felt, I put an invitation out there. Put an invitation out everywhere.
Yeah.
You saw my invitation.
I saw it.
Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. It was out there.
Yeah.
It may not have been personal, but it was out there. And so the day came. I'm excited, and my excitement like quickly went away when I saw it was just me, my husband, my kids, and my mom. I didn't have an outside support.
Right.
I didn't have my ratchet friends with me.
Right.
Or even my saved friends with me. I didn't have that. It was me. Like, there's even a part in the video, without giving away too much, is a scene where I'm dancing and I'm literally by myself. There's nobody around me. So it was discouraging. I left discouraged and like, oh God.
I wanted you to touch that because we had a conversation we talked about this. Yeah, and I wanted you to touch on that only because it's like, even though that happened, even though you were dancing by yourself, literally and probably metaphorically, because you just talked about, the scene at the parade being, taking you back to a place that you didn't want to go to, and now you're on the other side dancing by yourself in your new life, in the new side of where you are. And I remember talking to you, and the one thing I kept saying, I don't know if you remember the phrase I kept saying, something about remembering the
why.
Remembering the why.
The why.
Why. And the reason why I bring that up is because I feel like the ride that you're about to take with this song, that's gonna keep you in it. Because what was the good things? Like think about and talk about the good things that came from that session.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, first and foremost, like I told you, I had fun.
Yeah.
And you had fun.
I had a blast.
My kids had fun. There were some people before you came. They saw me. They had fun. I didn't know them. They didn't know me, but we had fun.
Right, make connections.
It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one. Two, aside from dancing by myself, I was still dancing. And I was dancing in the joy of the Lord.
Right.
I had so much joy. I felt so free.
Mm-hmm.
It was the other side of me. You know, as cliche and like, you know, goofy as that sounds, I was really on the other side of me. I was having fun. And I was able to do it while doing what my purpose is, which is to spread the gospel. Preach the word of God in a way that my people can understand.
Right.
Because not a lot of people can reach my people.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm able to do it, you know, my job is complete, and that's my why.
Right.
That's my why. That's my purpose. Preaching the word of God, spreading the gospel. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Nah, I like
I'm
this.
married to a pastor, so we keep going.
No, you're good. I'm looking at y'all out there in YouTube land because what you're saying, speaking to your people, it perfectly segues into how bilingual the record. Like, let's just talk about the record, man.
Yeah.
Because obviously, when I get there, the vibe is right. Y'all having a blast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hearing the song for the first time because I didn't hear it prior.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this record completely bleeds you.
Absolutely.
And your culture. It was genius to shoot it on the day that y'all shot it on, as the visuals will prove.
Yep.
And it was everything a Miss 45 record should be, down to the line you said, yo, I'm sort of like Joey.
Big fun.
Big fun.
Flow.
With a Holy Ghost flow.
Yep.
All of that.
Yep.
All of that was there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, quiet as kept. I think if people saw the video, they probably would have been like, yo, I should have been part of this mix, because it's kind of crazy that day.
It was fun, and I felt like people needed to be there.
Yeah.
But it's okay. It happened. I did what I needed to do.
Yeah.
The goal was accomplished. The goal was met. No hard feelings.
Cool.
I had fun.
Yeah, it's a fun record.
Yeah.
The thing is, I feel like the other side, from the visuals to the song itself, I think it has, that's how excited I am. I think it has all the potential to be an anthem and a hit record for you. Whether it be like in the underground, the indie, or even commercially, depending on how much growth the record has.
Yeah.
I feel like it has all the makings of that summer record that you want to hear, that DJs are going to play and spin back, that playlists need to have in their lineup.
Yep.
It has all of those things, and it's authentically you. So I need to go back to the beginning.
Yeah.
How did that particular record come about? From the production, from the people you chose to produce it, like everything. Like, how was that process?
So first the writing, like I said, what happened with my incident.
Right.
And I felt like I was on the other side. So obviously, like I said, it's cliche. And literally the lyrics talk about my other side.
Right.
This is where I was at, but now I'm on the other side, and this is where I'm at right now. So laid that down, came together. We work with Chris Soundmind. Soundmind Music.
Soundmind Music.
And he completely captured everything I wanted it to be like. I'm like, listen, I love reggaeton.
Right.
I'm Puerto Rican.
Right.
I'm Spanish. I grew up listening to this stuff.
Right.
And I want to kind of pay tribute or homage to my land, to my people.
Yeah.
This is how I want to do it.
Yeah.
I want
your signature sound.
Yeah, I want a little percussion here. I want some congas here. I want it to sound real Spanish. And I don't know what he did. I don't know how he did it. But he sent it, and me and my husband were like,
lost your minds.
This is it. This is it. So not only was it just like, oh my gosh, it came together, but like you talked about being an anthem.
Right.
When you hear an anthem, you don't really hear about that, like the way it sounds. That's my anthem, though.
Yeah.
That's my anthem.
Yeah, I think every artist should have one.
Oh yeah.
So did you write the lyrics first?
Yeah.
I'm one of those weirdos who I do two things. I either, depending on how the inspiration is coming, I literally write the song first and find the music that attach itself with it,
Right.
or I'll hear the music like a lot of other rappers and then write to it. But
Right.
I don't know a lot of people who write without the music first, but
Yeah.
you do.
This was different though because
Yeah.
I wanted it a certain sound and I wanted it a certain way, so I wrote it the way that I wanted it. Make sense?
No, yes, it makes absolute perfect
so,
sense.
and then like when I got the beat, it all just like
Coalesced together.
it was so fluid
Yeah.
and it came together.
Yeah, it totally did.
Yeah.
It totally did. What was Malachi's response?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so he heard the first part, like I said, without giving it away so much, but the first, dímelo. Oh my God. He said he heard that and he just like, he screamed. He lost his mind because he knew that this was it. He knew that it was just going to all flow together. So hearing the beat, hearing the lyrics, hearing everything come together, he's head over heels with that track.
Yeah, it's hard not to be
Yeah,
having
he
that
is.
record. It is
He's
great.
like, he's a little Spanish himself now. You know, people
Man.
speaking Spanish all the time now. Especially with that record. He's
Oh my gosh.
he a little Puerto Rican now.
So you make the record, you get the beat, you record it, and then you hear it back for the first time. Take us there. What was that moment like?
It was everything. I heard it in my car, full blasted, because I needed it.
Yeah,
I got the rough.
you gave it the car test.
Yeah, I gave the car test.
You gave it the Elliot Wilson rap radar car test. Okay, got it.
You know, it was the rough version, but still,
Yeah.
there was nothing like that moment. There was nothing like that.
There's something about those rough versions. Those rough versions, like, you know, there's a real potential for a song if it sounds great, even in its roughest, rawest stages.
That's how it was. In the rough, I fell in love with it. I was like, oh my God, like I was freaking out like a little girl. Like it was crazy. It was crazy in the car. It was rough and ew. But you know, of course, the other people were like, if you're in the music, like if you're an engineer, if you're a producer, you'll hear it. You're like, whoa. To me,
yeah, it's the best thing since
I was on cloud nine. I was like, this is it. This is it. I was just so excited.
Yeah.
I was excited. I knew it like from the moment I heard it. It was gonna go.
So you have a song, you have it eventually mixed and mastered.
Yeah.
Who came up with the idea of like doing the video on that day and the treatment towards it? Okay.
I told you, I planned it out.
Okay.
I thought of everything. I said, this is what
woman
I
after
want
my own heart. Love
This
it.
is what I want to do. This is when I want to shoot it. This is exactly where I want to be from beginning to
This is
end.
what I'm gonna wear.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wanted to do super
Are
corny.
you the type of person that if you know you have a video coming, right, you already have planned out what the wardrobe's gonna look like? You're already picking out the shoes. You're already picking out the whole how my hair's gonna look. Yeah.
I have future videos coming, and I already have like
A treatment.
certain websites with certain things in my cart. Everything. So with this one, yeah, you know, you saw I had like my little jersey. I was gonna get corny with the ups with the Puerto Rican flag on the side. I was gonna be super funny.
You're gonna go off.
You know what I mean? But I'm telling you, I planned this because this is like my baby.
Right.
You know, like when you first come out, you have that one song that's your baby. It's
Right.
like, this is my baby.
And that's why, going back to the earlier part of our conversation, the remembering the why, I'm going to keep preaching that to you.
No.
It's so important. I want you to always think about whether the song is accepted or not accepted in certain places. I want you to always have the feeling of hearing it for the first time in your car.
Yeah.
Because that's going to keep pushing you
Absolutely.
to push that record as far as it could possibly go.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Even if the doors, it shouldn't slam in your face, but just in case some people don't get it right away, you still continue down that path because it's like, you know, this song came into your lap for a reason.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm excited. I'm excited.
I'm excited for
I
you
can't
too.
wait.
Gotcha. And then there's the live performance aspect. How do you see your live performance of the song?
I see me in the Puerto Rican Day parade on a float this year. I see me there. I see me. Oh my gosh. I just. It's funny. Me and my husband were talking about it today. Listening to today's our genre.
Right.
There's a Pandora radio station. And I've been trying to get into it. And I'm like, this is like white noise. Because there's no substance. I'm not coming for nobody, please. I don't want it to be controversial. I'm coming for people. I'm not for me.
So break down substance for us so that people understand. They may or may not get it, but...
Yeah, when I talk about substance, I feel like there's no meat. There's a lot of milk. And there's no meats. There's no protein in what they're saying. And I feel like, for me at least, I want people to be able to hear my joint and like, they get impacted. They get touched. And they're able to, they feel that substance. They feel it.
You feel the realness.
Yeah, like, wow, she's really talking about that. Yes, I am. Because I've been through it. That's who I am. You know what I mean? What you see is what you get. And that's what I wanted.
And what makes substance for you outside of being real? Is it the lyrics you write? Is it the way you're vulnerable? Is it the things that you touch on?
The vulnerability. I feel like that's missing. Nobody wants to be vulnerable because we want to just blend in with what's selling. I don't want to do that. That has nothing to it for me. That don't do nothing for me. That's what's missing. That's what makes substance for me, is being vulnerable.
Who musically inspires you?
Ooh. This might get me in trouble with the church folk.
You're watching the next conversation series with Conquest. This is what we do.
I'm sorry. I'm transparent.
Sorry. This is why. That's why she here with me. That's what we're doing. What's up?
In terms of like where I'm from, being from the Bronx,
Yeah.
and that gritty and nasty, I am such a big Pun fan. I am such a big Pun fan.
One of the greatest ever.
Woo! And you know why? Because of the substance. He was gangster. He was gritty. He was nasty, and he talked about it. And this is, you came up. He came up for real.
Right. You felt the joy.
You felt it, man.
And the sense of humor.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's the thing that people, and maybe, yes, we all understand that Pun had some vulgar moments.
Yes.
But, it is what it is. But it's that, hey, on one track, I'm going to rip your head off lyrically. And on the other record, he's cracking jokes. It's like, back in the back of the back of that.
Exactly. Listen.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
why I love him. This is why I love, man, I wish.
Personality.
I wish, like, he would have been amazing. He was amazing then.
Yes,
know?
And Capital Punishment.
Don't get me started.
Yeah.
Don't get me started. But I'm sorry, like I said, it may get me in trouble with the church folk. That is my musical inspiration. Now, my music may not sound like it.
Right.
But what he is.
Let me tell you something. This could get me in trouble. Actually, I don't care. So you're thinking like, you're saying, hey, Big Pun is a big influence. I don't know if the quote unquote church populace is gonna like that, or Christian hip hop fans are gonna like that. Christian hip hop artists bite from secular artists all the time. I'll say it again. Y'all bite all the time. Y'all cannot pretend that you're not listening to what's out there, that you're not fans, that you don't love it. That's all I got. That's all I'm gonna say.
You know what I'm saying?
You do it all the time.
And this is what I was saying. That's what I was saying. It lacks substance to me. It's just white noise to me because it sounds like what's playing out there. It sounds like what's selling. It literally sounds the same.
Yeah. And we're called to be the head, not the tail. And at the same time, too, also, we want to be distinctive in what we're doing because God made us distinctive. God made us set apart. And God created us to be purposeful in telling very unique stories.
We are made to be peculiar people.
Exactly. And I think that's what you're doing with this record.
Absolutely.
And I feel like it can stand head and shoulders with anything that's out there without feeling like you have to sacrifice your identity to do it.
Right.
And that's the beautiful thing about the other side, from hearing it, the video and everything. Man. So how hard does Malachi push you? We gotta talk about that.
God.
We gotta talk about
You know him.
I do.
I don't know how many years y'all go back, but you know him. He is tough.
Because this guy is a lyricist. This guy has made very big records. This guy is an animal on stage. This guy he's really him. You know?
You know?
So in his efforts rather, to make you really you.
Yeah.
She being really her. Like, what is that? What are those conversations like?
Oh man, so first things first, I came into this just being a rapper.
Yeah.
Bar spitter, fire spitter, that's what I came in. Freestyling, so that was my zone. That's all I was comfortable doing. Even now, coming back after 3 years, that's all I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, no, this is not what we're gonna do. Because you're more than that now.
Mm-hmm.
That's a past.
Mm-hmm.
This is where you're supposed to be. And so he stretched me to like, I was uncomfortable. I didn't want to do it. There was a point where I wanted to scrap this. Like, I don't want to do this because this is not what I'm comfortable doing. This doesn't sound anything like me. But he's a stickler and he's tough. There's a difference between my husband and my manager, my label,
right,
my Malachi. There's a difference. There's
a clear line and distinction.
There's a difference. When I'm in work mode and creating, I don't get my husband coddling me. Oh, it's gonna be okay. No, I don't get that.
Nah.
Nope. Nope, I don't. He's tough. In a good way, of course.
Of course.
In a good way. But I think he sees me way past my potential. That's why.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I can relate to that. So, bar spitter, fiery verses, and he's saying, I see more of you or more to you than that, right?
Yeah.
Is it just becoming a better songwriter? Because that's the thing that I want to hit before we part ways for part one of this interview. Because outside of the beat being great, the lyrics being razor sharp and relatable and easily attainable in terms of like the listening ear, it's just a good song.
Yeah.
Like it's not overbearing with just lyrics. It's just a good song.
It's like balance. It's balance. And honestly, like, of course, I thank God all the time, but I gotta thank him too. Gotta give him his credit because he helped me reach that.
Develop that.
He helped me, okay, let's songwrite now. There's a difference between being a rapper and an artist. You're an artist. And he helped me reach it. So it was so helpful, not just in this, but in its entirety. It helped with the songwriting.
Gotcha.
He helped, I should say.
Definitely. But yeah, this is a powerful song, to say the least. Like, it's gonna tear the summer up. If you haven't heard it by now, you will. Video's coming. July 4th is when we're dropping it. Incredible visual from what I've seen so far of it. I think we've covered it. We're gonna talk more about this album or this EP where this song is coming from. But that's for another time, which is coming soon. Any last words about the other side?
Just be prepared, because I'm gonna go in. Not a bad way, but you're used to seeing Miss 45 one way. You're not gonna expect the 45 you're getting now. Be prepared.
You've been warned. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Jason Andropoulos, aka Conquest. That's Miss 45. We're talking about the other side. Video will be out really soon on all streaming channels, including YouTube. Don't forget to follow me at Conquest 2819. Like, share, subscribe, and also they should be following you at Lighthouse Music Group, that YouTube channel. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to that channel as well to get more Miss 45 content. And get the other side when it drops on all streaming platforms. Watch the video, share it, love it, like it. Put it on your playlist, work out to it, do what you gotta do. What do you think this song is the most perfect thing to do while listening to it?
Clean your house.
Yeah, clean your house, baby.
Clean your house.
Clean your house. Y'all just need to clean your house.
Clean your house.
Clean your house. Salute. I'm Conquest. That's Miss 45. Later.